Welcome to Poland Daily History with me, Nicholas Richardson. Today my guest in the studio is Professor Krzysztof Jabłonka, and we're going to be looking at various aspects of Poland's relationship with the geography and with other countries. Professor, welcome to the studio. Thank you for joining me. The 10th of February sees the anniversary of Poland's marriage to the sea in 1920. I wonder if you could say a few words about what this symbolized.
It mainly symbolized our restored access to the seashore. Every Pole lived in a fear of losing access to the Baltic Sea. This was the situation of the Polish kingdom, which was later called the Congress Poland, after the Congress of Vienna held in 1815.
I nagle tutaj na kongresie paryskim, w traktacie wersalskim, Polska otrzymała dostęp do morza.
Suddenly, the Treaty of Versailles granted Poland access to the Baltic Sea. It was a longed-for moment. We had to wait half a year, from June 26, 1919 to January-February 1920, for the treaty to be legally binding. Finally, in 1920, at the turn of January and February, Poles were allowed to get back the territory of the Kujawian-Pomeranian region.
Zająć otrzymane terytorium Kujaw i Pomorza. Pamiętajmy, Toruń kilka dni temu było wielkie święto, stulecie za odzyskania Torunia. To były nasze ziemie.
We celebrated the 100th anniversary of Torun's regaining independence a few days ago. These lands were earlier occupied by Prussia. In that moment, we decided to celebrate our restored access to the Baltic Sea by a special marriage of the sea ceremony, taken from the Venetian tradition.
Pniętą z tradycji weneckiej, specjalną uroczystością.
Poland returns and gives the ring to the sea in eternal memory of the event, people said.
Wieczną rzeczypamiątkę, jak wtedy mówiono, a zatem generał Haller, któremu powierzono dowodzenie frontem północnym.
The commander of the Polish Northern Front, General Haller, traveled by train to Puck, a town located in the Gulf of Gdańsk. That's where the ceremony took place on February 10th, 1920.
Wszyscy świadkowie tej uroczystości, która miała miejsce 10 lutego.
All the participants claimed that it was a sad ceremony. The sky was cloudy, it was raining. People said that this bad weather was not a good sign for Poland. General Haller mounted a horse heading towards the sea. They had to cut an ice hole into which Haller threw the platinum ring into the sea. After throwing the ring into the water, Haller said the following words: "In the name of the Holy Republic of Poland, I, General Józef Haller, am taking control of this ancient Slavic Baltic seashore. By performing this ceremony, we showed our eternal right to have access to the sea."
Własnego morza, czyli swobody na morzu. Ale pamiętajmy, to było zaledwie kilkadziesiąt kilometrów.
But let's remember that our recovered territory near the Baltic Sea wasn't that large. It was only a several dozen kilometers of land. The Hel Peninsula is actually quite big, but the beaches occupy most of its territory. The area from the city of Danzig, which was prevented from going to Poland by Lloyd George, to Jastrzębia Góra, was very small. It's also worth mentioning that the first post-German lighthouse was located in Jastrzębia Góra. So this place wasn't the best choice because of the train station, which made it easier for the army to form and travel in a short time. Raising the Polish flag was the most important moment. Already at that time, the Polish flag looked like the one that we have today, a flag with a white eagle. The same goes with the Polish national anthem. It was written in Italy during the Napoleonic period. Wherever Poles go, the Polish national anthem goes with them.
Dociera tam hymnem polskim swoją obecność potwierdza. No, tak było i tym razem.
Thank you, Professor. That's a very interesting explanation of, if you like, Poland's coastal territories. Could you say a few words about how Poland's western territories on the border with Germany took their final shape in 1920?
Polacy jeszcze w trakcie I wojny światowej mieli bardzo sprecyzowany.
During the First World War, Poles had a very specific territorial program. They decided that the territory of Poland should be located exactly where Poles live. and not exactly the real Poles, but people who spoke Polish. It entailed a great danger, because Germany contested this matter. They thought that Germans could speak Polish, but they didn't consider themselves as Poles at all. We had 4 areas where the so-called two-level battle took place. It was also called a direct approach battle, or the Greater Poland Uprising.
W stanie wielkopolskim wybuchło spontanicznie i ogarnęło natychmiast.
The outbreak of the uprising was spontaneous. The fights quickly spread over the entire area inhabited mostly by Poles. This was the reason why the German colonists sent there by the German Commission ran away.
Alianci uznali powstańców za stronę.
The Allies organized the insurgents as an ally, and that is why, due to the Allied German ceasefire in Trier, the border of the front of the Greater Poland Uprising became the front of an independent Greater Poland region. It became a temporary border. The Treaty of Versailles restored Polish access to the Baltic Sea, but there was a problem with 2 territories, Gdańsk and Warmia-Mazuria. It is a very interesting region settled by the Polish peasants in the 15th, 16th century, when these lands belonged to the Teutonic Order. The Teutonic Order got down on its knees in front of the Polish king, became the fiefdom of the crown of the Kingdom of Poland, and let the inhabitants of the Polish kingdom settle in this region. As we know, later on, the Teutonic Order changed into a secular state. That is why, under the influence of their rulers, these people became Protestants, and Protestantism separated them from the Poles. Because of that, the inhabitants of Mazuria didn't consider themselves as Poles.
Zakon przemienił się w świeckie państwo, byli protestantami.
The pastors and the entire system made them believe that their home country was Prussia. They believed in that so deeply that they praised Germany in Polish, and some of them praised Poland in German. On the other hand, Warmia preserved Catholicism and did everything to unite the homeland. It is worth remembering that the western regions of the kingdom belonged to Prussia, and the eastern regions, including Warmia, belonged to the Polish kingdom.
Pamiętajmy, tam doszło do takiego bardzo silnego przemieszania granicy.
As a result of the displacement of the border. Unfortunately, Poland lost a plebiscite, and we were not able to reawaken patriotism among the people of Mazuria. The Poles of Warmia lost access to the Polish territory because the Mazourians cut them off from Poland. What's even worse is that the Germans took advantage of the fight against the Bolsheviks at the most difficult moment for us.
Tam była większość polska, ale nie było dostępu do terytorium polskiego.
Thank you, Professor. That's a very interesting introduction to how Poland was formed in the 1920s.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Stay with us for more interesting discussion about the early years of a new and independent Poland.